You're just gonna stand there? Even if I talk for like 20 minutes? Okay. Hey everybody, Deathblade here with another Chinese fantasy novel FAQ. Today is a double whammy as I'm going to be hitting two questions. One is about whether or not I can speak Chinese. The other is going to be the story of my pen name, which is Jeremy Bai, and that surname Bai, how I came about it and why I use it. So if you want to jump straight to the Jeremy Bai part, I will have links in the description with timestamps going to the different parts. Another disclaimer, we're in our house in an urban environment. There's dogs, there's people sawing, the neighbor just slammed the door. There may be some extraneous noise, I apologize for that, but let's get right into the video. First of all, I'm talking about whether or not I can speak Chinese. Now, if you are a person who is not very familiar with language, translation, and that kind of thing, it might seem like kind of a strange question. Possibly you might be thinking, well, this guy's translated millions of characters of Chinese. Isn't it obvious that he speaks the language? And the thing is, that's actually not true. There are a lot of people who can translate the written word, and they can write as well, or maybe type. The point is communicate via the written word and not be very good at the spoken language. I saw this all the time in China. In the course of my job, I interviewed a lot of Chinese college students who were trying to get into English education schools. And a lot of them were English majors, and there were also a lot of them who could hardly speak English at all. And of course, you might be thinking, oh, those are just college students with no experience. But we also had people coming in, and I would do interviews with people who had been working for years in translating, whether it was in Beijing in big translation companies or local companies, because our school wasn't in Beijing. But the point is, there were a lot of people that I encountered who could do translating, but they could not speak very well. And so I think it's a relevant question. Can I speak the language that I translate? Now, to set the stage for the answer, I want to point out that, okay, I'm not Chinese. I'm about as white as you can get. And I did not have any foreign language foundation until I started studying Chinese. Well, I did study Spanish probably about 4 years between middle school and high school. I live in San Diego. I was born and raised in San Diego. Our current location, we're probably about 15 to 20 minutes from the US-Mexico border. And the specific little community that we live in is majority Hispanic. In fact, in this little area right here, where I'm looking out the window, our neighbors this way are not white. Neighbor up there, not white. But nobody's white, actually. And the people over there, they only speak Spanish, except for the kids sometimes speak English. So the point is, I grew up in San Diego in this very Spanish-speaking environment, and I did take Spanish in middle school and high school. But once I started learning Chinese, that kind of just all went out the window. I can speak virtually no Spanish. I can kind of pick up a few things here and there. I know a few basic expressions, but that has been destroyed in my mind thanks to Chinese. I started studying Chinese, at this point it's been almost 15 years ago. So it's not quite 15, but it's getting close to 15. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about all the things that led up to me learning Chinese. I do have a video about that I will link to here, going into how I got into translating and that sort of thing. So now let's get to the topic at hand, which is, can I speak Chinese? And the answer is yes, I can speak Chinese, but I can't speak it very well, in my opinion, at least not as well as I wish I could, having studied it for this long. The reason is because at the beginning, I was very focused on speaking and pronunciation and acquisition of terminology and using the language and whatnot. I started in San Diego. Well, I'm gonna get to that part a little bit in the story that I'm about to tell. But the point is, I am conversant in Chinese. I'm more than capable of having a simple conversation with somebody. All of the basic things you can do in China in terms of daily life, getting cabs, ordering from restaurants, going to the store, handling basic life issues and whatnot. I definitely can do that. But when it gets into more complicated things, whether you're talking about politics or news or history or whatever it is, I run into problems very quickly, mostly because I don't have the vocabulary to express myself on the tip of my tongue. My wife, who she's behind the camera, and she's gonna be there policing my Chinese to make sure I don't make any big mistakes. Her English has always been better than my Chinese, and so that's been sort of an obstacle to some extent, because when it comes to important stuff or when we have arguments, we usually end up defaulting to English, although I can cuss in Chinese, at least a little bit. She says I need to get a few better cuss words because I only know like 4. Anyway, I digress. The point is, I can speak Chinese, and I'm going to give a little demonstration now. I've had people ask this throughout the years about my Chinese, so I'm going to get into it. And I'm going to frame it as an explanation of my pen name, which is Jeremy Bai. So for those of you who follow me a lot, you might know that I have some novels, some nonfiction books, some self-published, some put out by publishers. I have used the nickname or the pen name Jeremy Bai for quite a few years now, and Bai is not my surname, my English surname. There's a few reasons why I chose to go with Bai, and I'm going to mention one of them before I get into the explanation in Chinese. I think is probably the most relevant, and that is that I do have kids. My kids share my surname, and I do have an online presence, and as best as possible, I would rather not use my actual surname in terms of my public persona. It is out there. I know there are people who know my actual surname. Sometimes I accidentally send emails to people. They'll message me through my website or something, and then I'll respond, and my email name is like my actual name. So it's not like it's some top secret thing or whatever, but I do prefer to keep some level of anonymity as best as I can, especially for my kids' safety. That's not to mention that my English surname is not really a very, I don't know, in Chinese I would say 好听. It's like not a very good sounding surname, and Bai is much more simple and elegant as far as I'm concerned. In case you're jumping directly to this point in the video from a timestamp, I am going to be telling this story in Chinese. I will have subtitles included, so make sure that you turn on the subtitles if you don't speak Chinese so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm about to begin. 大家好，我是白杰瑞，对，我中文名字就叫白杰瑞，就这么简单。但是故事也不是那么简单，所以我先解释一下为什么我姓白，为什么我的名字叫杰瑞。大概2007年左右，不是2007年去中国旅游，回来上一个中文的速成班，是速成班吗？OK， 一个中文的速成班，就是学汉语拼音，学基本的发音，学一些特别简单的对话，比如说你好啊，洗手间在哪儿啊，这些之类的对话。然后应该是第2节课、第3节课，老师把所有上这个班的人起个中文名字。这个老师是台湾人，他选名字的方法比较简单，比如说我的名字，英文名字是 Jeremy， 中文名字是杰瑞，是音译。杰瑞是 Jeremy 还有 Jerry 的一个常见的音译，然后那个姓氏呢，姓氏呢就是是按照我们的英文姓氏的开头字母，所以我英文的姓氏的开头字母是 B， 所以这个老师找到了一个 B 开头的常见的中文姓，就是白。所以从那个时候开始，我就是白杰瑞。几年的时间用这个名字，一直到我搬到
用这个名字用了几年？
这个名字用了几年，后来搬到我刚说，我是用了这个名字几年？
这个名字用了几年？
这个名字用了几年，后来搬到纽约的唐人街，小福州，因为福州人多。那个时候做自我介绍，我就说我叫白杰瑞，所以所有的朋友叫我白杰瑞。2年之后搬到中国河北省当一个大学老师，教英文，教西方文化之类的。那个时候也做自我介绍。我说大家
自我介绍
我说了什么？
介绍。
那个时候做自我介绍的时候也说大家好，我叫白杰瑞。然后这个城市是3线城市
，15线城市
是一个特别小的城市。然后孩子们就是学生们都特别的惊讶，哇，这个外国人会说中文。然后我估计几个小时之后，全学校所有的人知道有一个新来的外教叫白杰瑞。然后呢，这些孩子们、学生们，把我给我改一个，不是昵称嘛？昵称是
给我起了一个
nickname， 怎么说？
小名。
小名，小白。其实这个小白这个名字也不是特别好听，因为我是一个大男人，小白听起来特别的可爱，特别的，还有什么
萌，
反正很可爱，所以我觉得好，这个可以，所有的学生都叫我小白。对了，在中国有一个特别 不是受欢迎，是 popular，
流行的
糖叫小白兔，
大白兔，
大白兔哦，是吧？是不是小白兔吗？
大白兔奶糖。
哦，好，反正这个小白对我来说，让人们想起来兔子之类的很可爱的动物。对了，在中国，如果你不是中国人，如果你是老外，如果你是外国人，不管你去什么地方，去旅游，去看朋友，如果不是你正在生活的城市，你必须去最近的派出所登记。是登记还是登记？登记 is go on a plane, right? 你必须得登记。登记的时候，你可以写英文名字，也可以写中文名字。所以我写的中文名字是白杰瑞，好几年都是白杰瑞。所以你可以说，在中国，我的正式的中文名字就是白杰瑞。但是后来我和我的爱人谈恋爱的时候，他说，白杰瑞这不是一个特别好听的名字，明显是外国人的名字，我给你起一个新的名字。那个时候我在想，哦，好，可以有一个更好的、更正式的中文名字。所以我的爱人他姓薛，薛不是特别 rare， 怎么说？
罕见，
不是特别罕见，也不是非常常见的姓氏。他给我起一个新名字是薛小白。其实我觉得薛小白比小白搞笑多了。甚至到去派出所登记的时候，如果警察说啊薛小白来了，他们都笑了，因为这个名字特别搞笑。我觉得反正在中国，不管是白杰瑞还是薛小白，白这个字对我来说很重要，好几年都有这个名字。后来呢，我和我的爱人还是谈恋爱的过程，去了一个新的城市。我当不是大学老师，我当教小孩的。朋友越来越多，就是中国的朋友。我说什么了？中国的朋友
没有好意思纠正你。
中国的朋友多了，然后这些朋友是同龄的，同龄是 same age， right？
同龄人，
同龄人的。如果比我小的大学生叫我小白，我觉得可以接受，但是年龄一样也不是特别合适，而且他们不想叫我小白，所以他们开始叫我老白。这个名字我觉得好听。在我生活的那个城市，你出去的时候可以找到一些老白羊肉串这些地方，我觉得好听。甚至到几年不是，甚至连我和我的爱人开一个三明治店。This doesn't sound right。
太详细了，不要再说三明治了吧。
Just a sentence。
我们做生意也是用 ，maybe it's illegal for you to
What do you mean?
have the business.
It wasn't my business, it was your business. 甚至做生意的时候用老白这个名字，所以 I will stop there because I feel like I could just keep jabbering forever. So that's the story of how I got the surname Bai. When it came time for me to pick a pen name, for years I had used Deathblade, but I knew that the novel I Shall Steal the Heavens and the other novels were going to be coming on Amazon, and I just felt like Deathblade is too weird. Again, I have that whole video talking about it. I did want to use something other than Deathblade. I have at least one novel that I self-published where I used Jeremy Deathblade by. But when it came time to select that pen name, and I was thinking back to all of those years, I mean, literally starting in about 2007 where I got this name, Bai Jierui, or Jeremy Bai if you translated it. It was just really a part of me and a part of who I was, and so it felt like the perfect fit for my pen name, and so I've been using that ever since. Did I miss anything?
No.
And so we have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the story about my surname, and I also hope I have answered the question of whether or not I speak Chinese. As you can see, I can speak Chinese, although I edited the video for a few little mess up areas. I tried to keep the areas where I messed up and my wife corrected me or I had to ask her questions. That kind of thing happens a lot when I end up hanging out with friends. You know, we're having dinner, drinking and stuff. I'm telling stories or whatever. I do run into words that I can't remember how to say or forgot how to say, or maybe I never learned how to say to begin with. At this point, my son is 6 and he, although being born in China, has already lost a lot of his Chinese, but is kind of returning to studying it. And now he's basically almost studying it as a foreign language. I hope that in the years to come I can assist him with his Chinese and of course my daughter as well, and I hope that my own spoken Chinese can improve in the years to come. So that's it for this video. If you like this kind of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in supporting me, the channel is demonetized. I don't get any money for any of these videos, but you can support me in the links below. That's it for this video. I will see you next time. 告辞了。